For the Scarborough Knights, today is the day they've been waiting on since the end of the 2022 season, when they won their last middle school championship. Standing in their way of a perfect season and a title are the Causey Tigers, who would want nothing better than to upset the Knights and capture their second ever title themselves. Who raises the trophy as a champ is about to be decided in the MCPSS Middle School Large Division Football Championship game. Good evening, I'm Al Wheaton. Standing with me here, Corey Bounty. We're so glad you're with us. There's a look at the championship trophy. Corey, a once-beaten Causey team taking on an undefeated Scarborough Knight team.
A golden football, a golden trophy, and a golden opportunity for both of these teams in this large middle school division championship, and a perfect, unblemished record on the line for the Scarborough Model Middle School Knights, and a coach trying to win 2 championships in 1 calendar year.
That is correct.
That being Coach Frazier being the head basketball coach, winning it in basketball 1 year ago or last season, and then trying to turn around and pull out the trifecta here as far as from a football standpoint. And on the other side, you have Causey at 5-1. Coach Orso does a tremendous job. Big boy football coming your way.
All right, let's check into the rules. We're going to let you know it's a little different than high school football. So with middle school football, we have 8-minute quarters, no kickoffs, no punts are allowed. On 4th down, if a team elects to go for it, the ball is marched. If they don't elect to go for it, they march the ball off 30 yards in the opposite direction. Also, both teams have to agree to allow field goals. Offense starts on the 30, 35-yard line after a touchdown. Corey, this is key for this ball game. Kicked PATs are allowed. Scarborough will be kicking extra points today. Their kicker, Alfonso Barrera, is perfect on the season in extra points.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, in our small division championship, we saw both teams line up for 2.
Right.
And we know that 2 is larger than 1. But if you're able to go ahead and kick after the point after attempt and make it good, that's going to be a difference maker in this afternoon's championship game.
All right, let's check in with our third member of the crew, Douglas July. He's going to give us a weather report. All right, on the field, Douglas, in the first game, the small division, Corey and I, we got a little heated up here at top of the press box, but a nice breeze came through in the fourth quarter. What are we looking like for this ball game between the Knights and the Tigers?
Yes, it's a lot better than this game. It's about 81, 82 degrees right now. And the sun is being blocked by the stadium, and it is a good weather for football. And these guys know how to persevere through weather, and this should be a good game with 2 of the top teams in the area.
All right, Douglas, we appreciate that. We'll be checking back in with him later on. Corey, for this ball game for Causey, Coach Orso told me they must protect the ball. Don't stall drives, control the line of scrimmage, and lessen mistakes. He knows that this Scarborough team is hungry. They want to get another title.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of these athletes, they already look like they're high school ready.
Yeah.
And we'll be calling a lot of these guys' names in the years to come underneath the Friday night lights. But here tonight in Sims, Alabama, you'll have an opportunity to see both teams execute their game plans. And you look at Coach Orso and what he likes to do, a balanced attack offensively. He has a mammoth offensive line, and we'll get into that as the game goes on. Scarborough, they'll just smack you in the mouth and run downhill. And if we have close to 28 to 35 combined points, it's the type of shootout that we're looking for.
And for Scarborough offensively, Coach told me, Coach Marcus Frazier, we must do what we do best. As you just said, Corey, run the ball. And actually, they run to set up the pass. So that should be interesting in this large division matchup.
Yeah, I mean, for Causey, Braylon Ward, the defensive end, he already has 11 sacks on the season. And Pope, the running back, has 750 yards with 8 touchdowns. And key for the Scarborough Knights is to contain Palmer and Pope. And a little nugget right here, Marcus Frazier, he played for Coach
He sure
Orso,
did.
That's an interesting dynamic. When they were at BC Rain together in his high school time, Coach Frazier did. He was a fullback and tight end at BC Rain, and now Marcus Frazier on the offensive side of things. He's an Alabama State Hornet grad, and he has an offensive coordinator, Thomas Manzi, who's in the school system. Also, Dariante Archibald coaches PE in his 2nd year, and Manzi being in his 3rd year. All 3 years, that Coach Frazier's been there, and just the excitement around middle school football. A tremendous crowd came out for our small division, even larger crowd.
Correct.
Continuing to wrap around the sidewalk area here entering Grider Stadium on the campus of Mary G. Montgomery. There's nothing like having a great middle school atmosphere underneath the lights here Thursday afternoon and
Shot
evening.
right there of Alan Duhan with the coin toss. Causey gets the selected, and the captain for Scarborough, number 8, Jacoby Jordan, not dressed out today. So Scarborough wins the toss and they decline. So Causey will get the ball first to start on offense. As I said, they want to protect the ball, don't stall drives, control the line of scrimmage, and lessen mistakes. And Scarborough on defense want to be consistent. Don't over pursue, contain the outside, force them back inside, and don't let anything get over the top. A look at our officials, Alan Duhan, Christopher Benton, Terrell Peoples, Otis Mays, and Aaron Tillman. And here come the Knights onto the field trying to win themselves a title. They haven't been in a title game since 2022. And Corey, I have to say, man, it's quite an honor for you. You called the large division basketball game earlier this year. So what is it? Is it the luck of the charm for Scarborough? You're on the call today, buddy. So do the Knights have something cooking I don't know about, Corey?
And Coach Frazier, he let me know, look, this is his third year as the head football coach. Also his third year as the baseball coach. So First things first for him during this calendar year is to go ahead. He's already won the basketball middle school championship. Wants to go ahead and put the football championship back on the mantle at Scarborough Model Middle School, and also try to win one in baseball, as he was one game away from the championship game in baseball a season ago. So, the Knights are going to go ahead and try to lance these Tigers, and it's going to start right here on the MCPSS television network.
Yeah, that's something he told me on the phone. I believe he said one of his wide receivers, Keyron Williams, he was the only 7th grader who started basketball. He said, Coach, I want to win 2 rings in the same calendar year. So they're about to start it off now. Causey with the ball, 1st and 10, up to the 45. Nice run right there by quarterback Mason Palmer. He has 11 rushing touchdowns on the season. That's a young man Scarborough is going to try to have to contain. 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Tigers.
Nice long strides by Mason Palmer, and that's exactly what you want to see out of your quarterback, making great decisions. Already 5'10", 180 pounds, and getting positive yardage behind this huge offensive line. As you look down the line at this offensive line, it's very impressive. We'll see if they get pushes up front as well.
Flag on the play. Alan Duhan getting in early
to the
this
snap.
game.
Encroachment. Defense. 5 yards. 1st down.
False start against Scarborough. I'm sorry, offsides against Scarborough, so that pushes it up to the 40, 45. So 1st down here for Causey.
Yeah, automatic 1st down, one of those unforced errors. And we saw time of possession be huge in our first small division championship game.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see if time of possession is big in this one as well.
You talked about that offensive line. They average 6'1" in height, 241 pounds, and we have another flag. Scarborough pointing to the offensive line.
Snap, false start. Offense. 5 yards, 1st down.
And now we're back to the 40, so it's 1st and 15. 2 early penalty flags against both teams.
Jason Purvis, 5'10", 235-pounder, leaning forward. And when you get that much beef moving forward, you're not going to be able to hide that much weight, and it's an easy call for the officials to make.
Colin Polk just to the right of Palmer. Man goes into motion. They fake it to Palmer, keeping it on the RPO. Palmer turns the edge, but a flag comes in the vicinity of holding right around the 43-yard line here on the near side, on the Scarborough side of the field. And Alan Duhan is kind of signaling y'all may need to come back on this one.
But what you want to see is containment. And why was there no containment? Because of the hold that was caused, and it's going to come right around the right end, and it's going to be an easy call on the corner, just a big handful of jerseys.
Offense. 10 yards from the spot, replay first down.
Speaking of working early, they have our statistician, Matt Moore. He's the head coach at Pillins, already calculating penalty yards here, and we're just about, what, a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes and 1 second into this ball game.
Braylon Petway, the corner, number 14 for Scarborough, was the one who was held. And, again, that makes it an easy call for the officials. But hard to come up with an offensive play here on close to first and 23 yards to go.
All spotted at the 33-yard line of Causey. Handed off to Pope. He goes up the middle, picks up about 5 or 6. Nice carry, gets up to the 39. It'll bring up 2nd and long here for the Tigers.
Dominic Haywood, the 8th grader, comes up from his defensive back position and is able to come away with the stop. And now you're right at 2nd and close to 17. And if you can get it to 3rd and 10, you are in good shape. You don't want to try to commit a penalty if you're Scarborough, giving them any bonus yardage back.
Compressed formation here for the Tigers. Looking to keep it on the ground. Quarterback does keep it. Palmer with another carry. Reverses field. Boy, he's wide open. One got to beat. Can they catch up with him? Mason Palmer and hunting him down inside of the 15-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle right there by the Knights.
Red Dog, Caden Jones-Mills, makes the touchdown saving tackle, but look at the quarterback, just puts on the brakes. He goes ahead and puts it in reverse, and Palmer, when there's no containment, 54-yard gain on that play as he reverses field. No penalty flags, more importantly, for the Tigers, and that was just a tremendous athletic play by this young quarterback for Causey.
Something we talked about on defense, don't over-pursue. You got to contain the outside, and they could not contain the edge as Palmer broke it, giving it to Pope. He's got some blockers, but no, he is brought down. Going to be right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Dwayne Hawthorne, from his defensive lineman position, comes to make a huge stop for Scarborough, and that's what you want to answer defensively. That's a great solo tackle, making sure he wrapped up. No gain on the play for the Tigers, and the Tigers looking at 2nd and 10 right inside of, in the red zone area, knocking on it now as they are inside of it.
On the near hash, direct snap to Palmer. He's got a hole inside of the 10-yard line up to the 9. They need to get to the 6 to get a first down, so it's going to be 3rd and about 3 coming up for the Tigers.
Shane Howard from his linebacker position, number 26 in green, making that tackle. And money down, as we call it, 3rd and close to a long 3 yards to go. And you can see the time of possession so far here, 4 minutes. Time of possession for Causey in this opening drive.
And the line still wrapped outside of the gym here on the campus of MGM. Folks still trying to get in to watch this large division championship game, as we like to call it in high school, 7A big boy football. This is big boy middle school ball, and denied. I think he's going to be a yard short on that carry, Corey. It's going to be 4th and 1 coming up for the Causey Tigers.
Yeah, Dwayne Hawthorne coming up again, making another tremendous stop, 24 in green, and here it is, 4th and 1. 1 yard to go. Can Scarborough turn them back on this long offensive drive? Going to be controlled at the line of scrimmage.
Once again, this tight compressed formation, and a timeout called on the field. We'll take a break as well as Causey calls timeout at 3:14. Crucial play, 4th and 1 coming up for the Tigers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi.
Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you?
Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
We welcome you back to the large division middle school championship game, Causey versus Scarborough. Causey has started this drive on their own 35-yard line and pretty much possessed the ball the entire first quarter. Only 3:14 remains here, and a big fourth down coming up. 4th and 1. Corey, they can get a first down. They can get to the 6-yard line.
Joseph Thornton, the O-line coach and run game coordinator for Causey, coming out of the timeout, has his guys prepared and ready. And, again, we're celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month with the pink pom-poms you just saw and the pink wristbands and spats being worn by the players. But 4th and 1, and you're going to see a shotgun. It's always tough when you're a shotgun because if you hit the right gap, you can get a tackle for loss.
Big Braylon Ward in the backfield. Direct snap to Palmer. He's got room. He falls forward inside of the 5 up to about the 3. So there's your first down. So now 1st and goal coming up for the Tigers.
Dwayne Hawthorne again on the stop, but that 1st and goal, we have seen them control this. If they're not able to score on these first couple of plays here on 1st and goal, they will have controlled the ball for almost 6 minutes.
Unbelievable. Ward just behind it. They give it to Ward. Up the middle he goes. He is the 2-point conversion specialist, but right now, Braylon Ward scores the touchdown.
240 pounds, touchdown for Ward, making a way. As you can see, he could have just moonwalked into that hole that was created by the offensive line. A tremendous job coming out of that timeout by Coach Joseph Thornton, the OC and O-line run game coordinator. 8-play, 75-yard drive.
2-yard point after try is good, and Palmer runs it in, so our score 8-0. Let's check in with Douglas July on the sidelines. What's up, Douglas?
Hey, how's it going? So far, a good game. Causey came out with a good drive. Defense didn't necessarily break, but they bent a little bit, gave up a score. But what's interesting about this game, both football coaches are also the basketball coaches of their schools, and their key players are also playing football tonight. Number 11 for Causey, Ethan McCutcheon, and number 2 for Scarborough, Kieran Williams, are key players for both schools.
Know that firsthand. He's the head coach at Clark Shaw, and he was up against Marcus Frazier in the middle school championship game just this past year. So it's 1st and 10 here for the Knights with the run up to about the 39-yard line. Nice carry right there by Scarborough. Sets up 2nd and about 6.
Ethan McCutcheon, number 11 for Causey. Coach July just mentioned him. His dad, Jason McCutcheon,
That's
a very
correct.
familiar name. Prepped at Murphy, went on to South Alabama and Nichols, a tremendous basketball official, too, before he wanted to watch his sons play. So that McCutcheon name, big play.
Toss, that's a live ball. It's a fumble on the toss as they tried to get it out to Caden Jones-Mills. And I believe we're going to have our first turnover of the ball game. Causey gets the ball just outside the 20-yard line.
Look at the tremendous pressure, though, as we look at this replay. Defensive coordinator's dream in that situation. Garrett Sherrod, he's also the girls basketball coach. It was a errant pitch, as not being able to handle that was Caden Jones-Mills, and it's batted around and now back in the red zone area. Turnovers are something that are huge when you look about winning championships.
That's right.
Especially when it's recovered already in the red zone area.
Ball on the 22-yard line. And that Scarborough Knights defense had been on the field almost 6 minutes. Now they're back out on the field. We only play 8-minute quarters here in middle school. And Causey trying to get an early jump on the score with points off turnovers in his pistol formation. They hand off to Pope up the middle. He goes, breaks to the outside. Can he break the edge? He does. Picks up a couple yards as the Tiger sideline gets excited, but we do have a flag on the far side of the field.
Going to be a horse collar on that tackle as coming up to make the stop, Dominic Haywood. And, you know, that happened right in front of the official. Also, almost all sides on Scarborough as well.
I thought it was too, yeah.
But breaking containment, a nice stiff arm bouncing to the outside. And
yep, right
we'll
there.
see here where we're going to officially spot it. They're going to
And
wave
they're
it
gonna
off.
pick it up.
As
They're
I
gonna
like
wave
the
off the flag.
communication, Peebles talking to Duhan there on the far sidelines.
So ball on the 19-yard line, 3-yard pickup right there for Pope on the run.
But you made a great point, Al, in regards to time of possession. That was a negative 18-yard play, and that's not how you want to start things off.
No.
If you're Scarborough with the turnover, trailing already 8-0.
Ball on the 19-yard line, just inside of the red zone. They fake it to Pope. Palmer keeps it. One guy to beat. He's going to slide at the 9. He does pick up the first down. Clock continues to run as we approach 1 minute left in the ball game, and I believe Scarborough's had the ball one time, twice, and we have an injured player. He gets up, though.
It is going to be Dwayne Hawthorne coming away with that tackle. 24 in green with the pursuit as sliding down at the last minute, just rolling up there, holding his knee. But it is a goal-to-goal situation.
10-yard pickup right there on the run by Palmer. So it's first and goal from the 9-yard line, and this defense pretty much has been on the field the entire first quarter for Scarborough.
5 and 2 have gotten things done so far behind this big offensive line now.
Been the Palmer and Pope show. They toss it out to Pope. He turns the edge, gets inside of the 5, up to the 3.
Inside, almost marked at the 1-yard line, and now your playbook is just really wide open here from an offensive coordinator standpoint. Joseph Thornton in Scarborough just has to find a way as the quarter is coming to a close to come away with a huge stop to begin the second quarter.
Pope reached out, stretched out, so they're going to mark it at the 1. At the end of 1, our score 8-0. And Scarborough's definitely got a amount of defense right here if they want to stay in the ball game. Causey up by 8.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
So I wasn't ready for my math test. Didn't know that it was going to come to this. I mean, it was just a phone call so I could get out of testing.
Threatening harm to a school, even as a prank, is a crime. Mobile County law enforcement treats school threats seriously, leading to investigations, arrests, and legal consequences. Think before you act. One moment of bad judgment can have lasting consequences. If you see something, say something. Speak up.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more. We prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools.
It is 2nd and 1, and we have a fumble on the play. Pope handed it off to Ward, but some hands got in there to mess with it. They take a loss. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
Well, we saw Braylon Ward moments ago plow his way into the end zone, and he tried to do it that time. And the only thing that could stop 6 more points from going on the board quickly, now it's just going to increase the time of possession. That's really what we're looking at now. It gives this offensive line a little bit more room. Not a clean handoff.
No.
Great defense in the goal line in the trenches area by these Knights. And 7:20 remaining. Let's see if Palmer can answer.
Little counter misdirection, and Palmer just walks in, but a late flag from the back judge comes in. Let's see if this may be a holding against Causey. Looks like a block in the back called against the Tigers.
Block in the back during the run. 10-yard penalty. We play 3rd down.
See if we can spot it. Probably in that pile somewhere. So that wipes out the touchdown by Palmer and pushes the ball back to the 15-yard line. So with 1st and goal from the 1, it is now 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line.
Well, you do have number 2 and number 5, and that's Pope and Palmer. Sounds like a great law firm, P&P.
It does.
Trying to get a TD here for the Tigers.
Errant snap. Palmer brings it in, and he has to eat it back to the 30-yard line. And almost as if fate is on the side of the Knights. It was 1st and goal at the 1, Corey. Now it's 4th and goal from the 30.
And I know that kicking is allowed here, but high school kickers and college kickers struggle to make 50-yard field goals. So here your best bet is just to go ahead and go for the Hail Mary.
They're going to go for it. We're going to have trip receivers to the top in the slot.
McCutcheon.
Ethan McCutcheon checking in at 6'3", the tallest guy on the team. As he going out on the wheel route. I saw him practicing this, and it is intercepted on 4th down. It would have been ball over on downs anyway. And running out of bounds, snagging an interception. Kieron Williams, the guy we talked about earlier, the only 7th grader who started on that championship basketball team for the Knights. Our second turnover, but first for Causey tonight.
They call him Showtime. Mr. Williams, he shows up in the big show, high points the football, and is able to come away with it. But credit to the Scarborough Knights defense, turning away the Tigers. Touchdown opportunities, even though the Tigers kind of tucked their tail at the goal line and went in reverse, it's still a great win for this Scarborough defense and really digging in and doing something only the defensive coordinator, Coach Archibald, believed they could do, come away with a huge stop.
1st and 10 for the Knights with their 2nd time with the ball possessing here. No gain on the play. Ball stopped at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, again, time of possession is something we've kept an eye on, and the number of plays that have been run by Scarborough versus Causey. And this is really, I think maybe only the 3rd or 4th play from scrimmage here for Scarborough.
Looking to pass. Pass is intercepted by Causey. And we might have a pick 6. That's going to be a pick 6 for Maryland McCovery. And just like that, points off turnovers in this large division championship game.
That's what you want to see as far as your defense being able to make a house call. And he was able to make a house call, coming away with a huge interception. And you have a turnover on one end on an interception, and then on the other end you have a touchdown return, 25 yards, making a house call, being turned away at the 1-yard line, not being turned away at the 25-yard line, and we have a new score.
Causey going for 2, as we said. They do not kick extra points. And it's 2 tries good. Mason Palmer does it again. He's 2 for 2 on the 2-point tries. And just like that, our score, 16-0. Let's check in on the sidelines with Douglas July. He has a guest with him.
Hey, guys, I have Mr. Bo Smith, the principal at Causey Middle School, with me today. How you doing, Mr. Smith?
Doing great. Appreciate you having me.
What are you most proud about of your Causey Tigers?
Well, school-wise, academically, we've had a great start this year. Just finished first quarter, had 500 of our students make AAB honor roll, so we're going to honor those students next week. And out of the classroom on the field, our volleyball team made it to the championship this year and lost to a really good Phillips team. Flag football team just took home our first ever championship on Tuesday night. They had an undefeated season, and our Tigers tonight have started off the game well. They're won their last 6 games and hopefully can pull out this championship tonight.
Okay, Mr. Smith, how long have you been at Causey?
This is my 8th year. I was assistant principal 4, and my 4th year being the head principal here out of Causey.
So at this point, you would say that's a special place?
Oh, yeah, I love Causey. I actually was a graduate of Baker High School, so I've been out in the West Mobile community my whole life growing up. So it's a special place. Our teachers are great. Students are great. So I'm lucky to be there, and it's an honor to be the principal there.
How's the atmosphere? Why should a parent send their kid to Causey?
Well, we're real big on PBIS, positive behavior at our school. Our motto is the CMS way, where we reward positive behavior. So that's one of the big things that we have. We try to make sure our culture is good for our students, our teachers, and so it's just a great place. Our students make it great, but we have the best staff in Mobile County, so that's what really makes our school also amazing.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith. Back to you guys up top.
Appreciate it, Douglas. Nazir Mickles comes over from defense, playing some running back here, picking up 2 carries, going to bring Scarborough to 3rd and about 3 as they're trying to basically get their offense together, Corey.
Yeah, just a little bit of discombobulation right now by Scarborough, just having to settle down offensively. All it'll take is picking up a couple of first downs to really settle down. But we talked about in the small division championship, the large division championship in middle school, no difference in guys playing both ways.
Right.
And you want your best athletes on the field at all times.
Ball at the 42. The line of the game is going to be the 45 for the Knights. Down 14 points here in the second quarter. Pritchard unloads it, and it is incomplete. Did not get the feet in as Christopher Jones caught it, but he was out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Knights.
Christopher Jones, they call him Tank, on a great thrown football by his quarterback, and he just wasn't able to stay in bounds. And you look at him being able to put it on the money, catches him in stride, just not able to get his feet in, and because of it, it's going to be marked as an incomplete pass.
So it will be ball over on downs. Scarborough not going for it. Down 14 points, as I said. 16 points. Interception leading to points with that pick 6. For Causey, pretty much has come in and basically punched Scarborough in the mouth here, Corey, with 4:02 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, we've seen the time of possession just definitely be in favor of the Tigers, but you got a good look at Caden Pritchett. They call him Sprout. The quarterback and wide receiver was able to throw a nice ball, just wasn't able to quite keep it in bounds, and the Tigers are trying to go ahead and trounce on the Knights as far as time of possession-wise.
1st and 10 from the 28 for the Tigers. They hand it off up the middle. That one goes nowhere. Cameron Lee with the carry. Pretty much no gain. Ball still at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
Cameron Lee, the 5'10", 175-pound, 8th grade running back, also plays track, so that lets you know the speed that he does possess at his running back position.
Keeper from Palmer as he breaks it to the outside, and a flag comes in after the play, possibly a late hit.
Yeah, that's an easy
against
call.
Scarborough there.
Easy call for Mr. Mays to make, as you just have to let up, and that's going to be free yardage.
Coming right at you. Right in front of our cameraman on the sideline.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. 15 yards. Results in a first down.
Pushes the ball up to the 48-yard line. So after the run, when you tack that 15 yards on, Causey nets 20 yards on that one play, Corey.
And as we get a chance to look at Causey's sidelines over there, I hope we get a chance to look at the crowd that Causey has brought over here to West Mobile as well.
Great crowd. As we know, Causey, a feeder school to Baker, all flashing through to make the tackle. Great grab right there by Caden Jones-Mills. Tackle for loss on the play. A little extracurriculars going on, and here come the flags.
As he was spun around, I don't think he ever was down. And that's why they kept playing. Let's look here at number 3, spun around by 0. He was not down. And because of it, he's still live right here. And the whistle didn't kill it, but the extra play at the end did.
15 yards, first down.
And there's the personal foul. Alan Duhan just walked off. That part you didn't need to do.
Correct. And you see the contingent of Causey fans over there across the way. here at Mary G. Montgomery High School. Beautiful field. We'll be back here tomorrow to see even more great football here in West Mobile.
After that penalty, puts it at the 42-yard line. And we have another flag right before the snap there.
Prior to the snap, illegal procedure against the offense. 5 yards, first down.
So that'll cost the Tigers 5 yards. Pushes it back to the 47.
Mr. Duhan getting plenty of airtime and FaceTime here in this large division championship game for sure.
Yes, he is, Corey. Yes, he is. 2:44 remaining here in the first half. High snap. Palmer throws it. Ethan McCutcheon hauls it in. He had to wait on it. But it was a big play right there from Palmer to McCutcheon.
And that is Ethan McCutcheon's 9th catch for over 260 yards. A huge target, great route run, even better ball. And because of it, you're looking at time of possession continue to favor Causey. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here.
We do have a timeout. And I think this is a very important timeout called by Scarborough. Let's look at both of these teams and how they got here. We told you that Causey comes in with 1 loss, Scarborough undefeated. Causey's only loss was to Jackson in the first game. They ran off 14-12 over Burns, Hankins, Sims, Grand Bay. And they beat Pillins in the semifinals to make it here to make it to the championship game. And look at Scarborough's record. Absolutely perfect on the season. 1 forfeit from Williamson Prep. And in their last 3 games, Scarborough has outscored its last 3 opponents 43-13. But listen at this, Corey. For Causey, in their last 3 games, they've outscored their opponents 96-37.
Well, Scarborough hasn't given up 16 points all season long.
That's right.
But they have here in the championship game, and you look at the amount of offensive firepower these last 3 weeks in a row. For Causey, it's been very impressive.
Causey almost to their scoring average. They average 22 points a game, giving up 13. And for Scarborough, a little bit lower. They average 13.6 on offense and allowing 4 on defense. But they have blown their defensive average, giving up 16 already, and one of them a pick 6 here in this middle school championship game for the large division. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Snap right there by Pope. And he is inside the red zone up to the 14-yard line. 6-yard gain for the Tigers.
Shane Howard making the tackle from his linebacker position. 16-0 our score. And the number of offensive plays in the time of possession really has favored Causey. Last time we saw them in the red zone area, Scarborough was able to come away with a stop. And they are in desperate need of a stop here as Causey trying to bust this large lead wide open.
Both teams with 1 turnover. Back to Pope they go again. Oh, he's got it. Cuts back in. That's going to be a touchdown. 14 yards for Colin Pope. Picks up his 9th rushing touchdown of the season.
Just great vision by Pope. And you look at him being a versatile back with 155 yards receiving and over the threshold there of the goal line. And again, just establishing dominance on the scoreboard early. And Scarborough has been their own worst enemy so far here in this first half of football, but plenty left to be played.
Braylon Ward blocking this time, not going in. He's 17 for 18 for 2-point tries, but they didn't need Ward because on the 3rd time, Mason Palmer scores another 2-point conversion. Let's take a look at the flag football championships that were awarded out this past week in the small division. Callaway Smith brings home the title, so congratulations to Callaway Smith with their small division championship. We'll swing it up to the large division, and congratulations to the Causey Tigers. The girls in the flag football championship, they win it. Now the boys in the title game, so they're trying to go for the sweep here in the fall sports, Corey.
Yeah, that would be huge. And flag football has continued to grow, and the great crowd and support that we've seen all season long for girls flag football continues to grow here in the state of Alabama, especially here in the Mobile County Public School System. But to congratulations to both of those programs coming away with championship first for their school.
Our score 24-0. Causey shutting out Scarborough. Corey, I didn't see that coming right there.
No,
I did not see that coming.
And again, Scarborough just has the answer right here. Caden Pritchett can't turn the football over. They just need a positive situation for themselves.
Going up top, trying to connect with his receiver, Phillip Williams. No flags on the play. Incomplete. Brings up second down.
Going down for the money shot there was Pritchett and just not able to connect on it. But on 1st and 10, I love the play calling that was offered up there. And offensive coordinator Thomas Manzi getting ready to dial up something along with his head coach Frazier. There's a flag on the far side of the field there.
It is. And I think it's going to be called against the Knights.
Holding against the offense. 10 yards, first down.
Not what Coach Marcus Frazier wants to hear right now.
No, not trailing like they are 24-0, but it's going to be a game of two halves. The Knights just have to find a way to settle down and get back-to-back first downs together.
Pritchett rolls out. Pass incomplete. Trying to connect with Emilion Harshaw. I saw a hand get in there as well from Causey. It'll take him to second down.
Yep, head coach Orso, again, being no stranger to football at all, having been at Baker and BC Rain, and now having a chance to take over this football program at Causey, has done a tremendous job, Al, so far coaching these young fellas and, again, trying to bring back a championship trophy as well.
Yeah, in his first year as head coach was already on the staff. Matter of fact, he was a coordinator a couple of years ago when they lost to Pillins in the middle school championship game back in 2023. Nice run. Scarborough on the move. Caden Jones-Mills is going to take it to the house. That's a touchdown, 75 yards for the Knights, and they are on the board. They get the goose egg off.
No flags on the play. Red Dog shows plenty of bite there for the Scarborough Knights, and just what they asked for. A great block down the field by his wide receiver, cutting the back, showing his balance and staying on his feet, and Caden does the rest. Caden Jones-Mills, 5'7", 130-pound running back, an 8th grader, getting it done for the Knights.
Jones-Mills heads back onto the field. Our score 24-0. And Scarborough not electing to kick the PAT. They need to get more points, so they're going for 2 here. Jones-Mills in the pistol formation in the backfield. They give it to him. Why not let him get the 2 points? But no, he is denied as Braylon Ward wraps him up. So our score 24-6. The goose egg is off the board for Scarborough.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
At the 106 mark, Scarborough gets on the board 24-6. Nice shot right there of the Knights cheerleaders. Corey, you talked about, oh, she's ready. She got a pom-poms. You talked about the pink accessories they have. We got the pink shirts on as we're trying to eradicate breast cancer, October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Getting ready here to end the second quarter, going to halftime, a much-needed answer. And 20 plays, 161 yards so far for Causey, 11 plays, 63 yards, and 2 turnovers for Scarborough, but still only down a couple of scores. So that had to answer that call, and they have.
Off, Croach defense, 5 yards, first down.
And that's something that Scarborough didn't need to do right there. Now they give Causey a first down. Ball's at the 45-yard line. 42 seconds remaining here in the first half. That was a catch of a shot of Coach Mickey Orso.
Knowing where McCutcheon is, if they want to take that home run ball away.
Up the middle goes Palmer once again, pushing the pile past the midfield stripe at about the 50 or 49. I think Causey can get one more play off unless Coach Orso wants to call a timeout. Second and 5 here coming up for the Tigers. This possibly could be the last play. Right across the middle, up the seam, and flashing and hurtling over Michael Royal, and there's the flag. 1, 2, 3, 4, count them. You cannot do that in middle school football.
Cannot do it.
Nor high school as well, so he's going to be flagged with 7 seconds remaining.
We saw it a couple of weeks ago in the LaFleur game to where LaFleur was going into the end zone and hurdled a defender. We saw it with Crowell from Jackson, the Alabama running back, future running back. He hurdled somebody, made SportsCenter on his hurdle, but you cannot do it in high school athletics for safety purposes, and we'll get the call here.
Personal foul, hurdling against the offense. 15 yards, still second down.
Here's a replay here, but that's going to push them back to the 48-yard line.
Shows the athleticism.
And the Boo Birds come out for the Tigers, but they don't understand, so the ball will be marked, I believe, ready to play. And Coach Orso calls the timeout. He wants to discuss some things. Nice seam route that was run right there by Royal.
Michael Royal also runs track, and I'll be willing to bet you that he is a hurdler in track, but I know that this young man just made an athletic play, just his instincts took over.
Yeah.
And you see it all the time in the NFL, so your instincts say, let me go ahead and get as many yards as possible.
It explains why. He's the middle school high jump champ, Corey, so that's something he's used to doing, jumping over things.
45 yards in penalties for Causey and 50 yards in penalties for Scarborough.
Not a clean first half here for both teams.
And 24-6 is our score. So let's see here, Coach Orso, whether he decides to show the arm of his young quarterback and see if he's able to heave it into the end zone on one last Hail Mary here for Mason Palmer. As, again, just a tremendous crowd. We talked about trickling in here.
Nice shot of the Causey fans who came over to made the trip. As we said, we know Causey pretty much feeds into Baker High School. Scarborough primarily feeds into Blunt. Some kids may go to Viger as well. As you notice, the colors green and gray there. And for Causey, they pretty much look like Baker with this white on, Corey. And Palmer's just going to keep it go up the middle. No use in trying to commit a turnover or a fumble. One turnover each team in the ball game so far in this first half, but it's been more points allowed that Causey has taken advantage of, Corey, with that pick six. Definitely made a difference, 24-6, and I believe we had a timeout right before the clock hit 0.
Yeah, they're going to have to put 1 second back on the clock because Coach Orso, I think he wanted to try to get enough yardage to where his quarterback may be able to throw that Hail Mary.
Now we can heave it down there, yeah.
Is our score, and we've already seen one interception, I do believe, by Scarborough early there in the first quarter. So that's the worst thing that could happen is you throw an interception and you get a pick six out of it because we have seen how fast this Scarborough Knights team is in general. And I will say this, you kind of roll the dice here. They're going to officially put 2 seconds back on the clock here to end the half.
So this possibly should be, barring a defensive penalty, our last play of the first half. Keep your eyes on the slot guy, Ethan McCutcheon. He's the tallest guy on the field for the Tigers, standing 6'3". Palmer rolling to the right, steps into it. He's got a man, Michael Royal, waiting on it, and pretty much broken up by Zachariah Davis, the star backer for the Knights. Johnny on the spot, pretty much playing center field for Scarborough, Corey. Here, look at the replay.
But you see the arm strength, and he threw it into the end zone as far as he could, like a 45-yard heat. He was wide open, just a little late on the throw, not able to come away with it. And Scarborough dodges a huge bullet here before the half in regards to scoring more points for the Tigers. And it has been time of possession dominated by the Tigers here, equaling a 24-6 score.
Let's take it down to the sideline, check in with Douglas July.
Yes, sir. I'm here with Coach Frazier of Scarborough. Coach, what adjustments do you feel you need to make for this second half?
Offensive line, we got to move our feet. We got to move our feet. We got to foul off the ball. On defense, we have to be consistent and not give up the inside, that cutback lane. We're not playing discipline outside, so we're going inside when we need to stay outside, pushing back inside, but maintain that box. So we're going to make the adjustment. We're going to make it happen.
I was impressed with that run that Caden had to score the touchdown to get you guys back into a ball game. I've seen him do it a couple times. Need a couple more plays like that. What do you think?
Yeah, we do. And he told me he got more in him, so we're gonna keep feeding him and let him run it up.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Get ready for the second half.
Thank you, Douglas. We appreciate it. He's talking about that 75-yard TD run Caden Mills-Jones delivered, and Corey, it was definitely needed.
Yeah, it was electric. It was the score that you had to have because you talked about erasing that goose egg.
Yeah.
And they were able to do that with a very explosive play. They need a couple more along with some great defensive stops here to start the second half of action.
All right, it's halftime. Our score 24-6. We'll take a break, come back, bring you the third quarter. It's the large division championship game. Causey's got the Knights on the ropes.
I'm Keith Blackwood, your Mobile County District Attorney. I want to remind you about the truancy laws. 5 unexcused absences requires you to attend the early warning truancy program. Failure to attend the early warning truancy program can cause you to appear before a judge in circuit court. We need you to stay in school. This is a serious law, and it needs to be taken very seriously. I wish you and your family a safe, happy, and successful school year.
Hello, my name is Andy Bennett. I am the owner and president of Interactive Learning and the co-creator of the Chisel 365 Leadership Curriculum and Technology. For the last 20 years, I've been working in the schools and with our nation's JROTC programs. I was asked to give a real quick interview and answer a few questions about our Chisel 365 curriculum. So first question was, why did we see a need for this program? Kind of back to the name here, character, health and fitness, interactive, service, and leadership. That's what we were trying to deliver. We found that high school was too late. It was too late to wait for high school to get these students in this program that could change the course of their life, give them identity, give them a hope for a bright future. So we needed to create that earlier on and catch those kids, get them with healthy habits and communicating better, just becoming better citizens and better leaders.
Detachment, attention. The Cadet Creed.
The Cadet Creed. I am Leadership and Character Development Corps Cadet.
The way it works, the way it's supposed to work, is a program we invite the middle kids to come in and to be a part of the program. Because we figure like this, a lot of the middle school kids comes in and they either join band or they go to PE because they want to be athletes. But you still have those kids who don't want to be in band and they know they're not going to be athletes. So we recruit those kids so we can put them in a leadership program because we know leadership is something that they can use for the rest of their lives. And those kids that we bring in who are non-athletes are the ones who stay in the program all the way through. Even though in the 7th grade they can become athletes, a lot of them come back once their season is over. So the great thing is that we capture them, we teach them how to team build, we have fun activities for them, and they want to stay.
Well, the first thing it does, it offers them a place in the school. It is a program built for any and every student. Every student can find their place in LOTC. Every student will evolve into something greater, they do this program. It brings good out of them, brings the confidence out of them, skills out of them. It's a program that's built for all students.
When I was in the program, I didn't really think much of it. I thought it was just another fun program to be in, but the longer I stood in it, I really realized how much it highlighted leadership skills, and that really made me want to stay.
So in life, it made me reach out to more people. It made me connect with others that I wouldn't normally talk to. It made me build relationships with instructors, and they have helped me throughout school.
I could not see any reason that you would not have an LOTC in every middle school. If you have football, if you have band, if you have the arts, why would you not offer this leadership program in alignment with those other groups? When you search for leadership programs, we've looked high and low. There's not a lot out there for something that I have seen with the return on investment. I don't know what it even costs to start up an LOTC program because we've always had it, but I know that we wouldn't do without it. And just recently we're looking at budget cuts, and no one's looking to cut out LOTC, but it's the foundation of our culture. And we have a culture of high expectations where young men are developed into real world leaders, and that's what LOTC has provided for us.
It really helps kiddos with just leadership opportunities. We are also an International Baccalaureate school, and so we use that as what we call a design course. And so kiddos learn a lot of different qualities and within the program, you know, in terms of leadership and how they can become better people, better citizens. And so all our 6th grade students take LOTC. 7th grade is an elective and 8th grade is an elective as well.
This program absolutely works. It absolutely works. We started off, like I said, with one when I got here. They put 3 more in once I got here, and now we're up to 15. And more schools all over Texas. We got 20 programs in Fort Worth. We got 29 in Dallas. We got 15 up in Houston. We got another 5 on the outskirts of San Antonio. So we got about 85 programs in Texas alone. Absolutely it works. As the rate is growing, we'll be bigger than JRTC in the next 5 years.
Your experience is valuable, and now it pays. Have you taught at a private school, another district, or even retired from teaching? Mobile County Public Schools is now offering higher pay for your previous experience. That means you can step into the classroom at a higher pay level because your experience matters. Don't let your hard work go unrecognized. Apply today and start earning what you've worked for. Visit mcpss.com/job opportunities for more information.
Great shot of the Causey faithful who came out to watch their Tigers. And Corey, they're getting a good show, up 24-6 right here on top of the undefeated Scarborough Knights, who are trying to win their first title since 2022, and Causey trying to win their second ever title.
25 plays for 180 yards in the first half for the Causey Middle School Tigers. 11 plays for 63 yards, but more importantly, 2 turnovers for the Scarborough Model Middle School Knights. And you look at the explosive 3-play, 75-yard touchdown. Before that, they had close to negative 60 yards in offense. And because of that, that one big explosive play now gives them positive yardage. But the one turnover for Causey was the interception. But you want to see the burst and the explosiveness here of Caden Jones-Mills that you saw on that long run. But you can't do it if you don't have the football.
That is true.
So time of possession is what we're going to look forward to as Scarborough has to step up here defensively and offensively to start the second half. And what better way to do it than offensively to begin the first 8 minutes of the third quarter.
Their last possession of the first half, they had that 75-yard touchdown run by Caden Jones-Mills, and now their first possession of the second half, down 18 points, trying to get back into this ball game. 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line in the pistol formation. Pressure on Pritchard, but he does get the pass complete to his receiver, Christopher Jones. Jones up to about the 40, maybe 41-yard line. They're going to say he is down.
Good job by Tank securing the football, and a nice job of Pritchard getting the football out. Sprout was able to spring loose to his wide receiver and get positive yardage, 5 yards on first down for the Knights.
2nd and 5 coming up here. Looking to the sideline to get the call from offensive coordinator Thomas Manzi. Don't forget, make sure you join us tomorrow night. We have the Battle of West Mobile right here from E.S. Grider Stadium, 6:50. It'll be myself, Corey LeBounty, Kimberly Dunn on the sidelines as 7A Region 1 football takes place. That pass almost intercepted on the tip drill right there by Causey.
And that would have been a huge turnover. Nolan Morris, the 8th grade defensive back, also plays basketball for the Tigers, almost able to come away with that interception.
Yep.
And Coach Orso very familiar with this young man, as he is the boys basketball coach as well, having him a dual sport athlete.
Morris would have picked up his 2nd interception of the season if he had hauled that one in. 3rd and 5, trip receivers to the top, pretty much the same formation Scarborough just ran. Pressure on Pritchard, he escapes. Throws across his body, pass is incomplete. It was intended for Kieron Williams, but there's a flag right at the 40-yard line.
And that's something that's hard to do for any quarterback, throwing across your body at any point in time, right at the line of scrimmage, normally in the area of holding.
Ineligible downfield against the offense. Penalty decline. 4th down.
Brings up 4th down. I thought where Pritchard was, Corey, he would have just tried to run to pick up the 5 yards. I thought he had room to get it, but he decided to throw. So they're going to walk this one off.
And think about this. He was rolling to his left, trying to throw right-handed across his body to a wide receiver that was running a drag route across the middle of the field.
Very difficult.
Very hard to do.
Hard. Yep.
And that's where the penalty flag came in. But once again, not being able to come away with that opening drive. They're going to have to find a way to create a turnover here by Causey. Cannot let them sit on this clock for more than 3.5 minutes.
After they march it off 30 yards, it is 1st and 10 at the 30 for Causey. First time with them possessing the ball here in the 3rd quarter.
And a great job so far here by these backs of Palmer and Pope. 2 and 5 in white getting things done. It looks like it's going to be an equipment malfunction for 45 in green, having to check himself out of the contest.
Yeah, I see Descendrick Dortch has to come out. As you called it, the Palmer, the law firm of Palmer and Pope, pretty much the entire offense tonight. Palmer with the direct snap. He's loose outside the hashes on the far side. Going to run out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Mason Palmer showing the speed that he possesses as the quarterback for Causey.
A triple threat athlete, basketball, track, and football. You can see the speed and the change in the direction that this quarterback has. But look at impressively, he runs out of bounds without taking a hit after that long run.
High snap to Palmer once again after that 30-yard run. He said, hey, that's nothing to a boss. I run it again for 12 or 13 more yards. Picks up another first down for the Tigers.
And Palmer is definitely controlling the tempo of this game, and he's getting behind that big offensive line that he has, and you can see the offensive line making hay up front and getting a great push.
15-yard gain by Mason Palmer. This time he hands it off to Colin Pope, coming to the near side, but he'll be tackled for about a 1-yard loss on the play.
Some type of momentum. Mr. Williams, they call him Showtime. The defensive back makes a huge solo tackle. And if he doesn't make that tackle and avoid the bouncing of the outside run, Causey may have a chance to plant that and score. But they're just looking to control the clock now with 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. I said they couldn't afford to let 3 minutes run off this clock.
Yeah.
You have to have a stop here on second and right at 11 yards to go.
Tigers in the pistol formation. And we have flags. Appears to be a false start against Causey.
False start, offense. 5 yards, second down.
That'll push him back to the 31. Second and 15 coming up here for the Tigers.
And what you see Palmer doing is going to the sideline and talking to his head coach after every single snap and every play. And that continues to take time off of the clock here for the Tigers.
Coach Mickey Orso handles the passing game for Causey. Joe Thornton handles the run game. Now Pope to the left of Palmer, and they're looking to pass. Let's see what Mickey Orso has dialed up. Ethan McCutcheon hauls it in with his 6'3" frame. That's going to be a 31-yard score for the Tigers.
And McCutcheon, he is excelling there in the end zone. McCutcheon with 6 points, and you throw to the largest target on the field, and the largest target comes away squeezing the pigskin. A great throw, and even better catch by McCutcheon, his 10th catch of the season. A 4-play, 70-yard drive, and McCutcheon is able to score 6 more for Causey.
Boy, I know his daddy, Jason, is smiling ear to ear right now, Corey. They fake it to Ward. Busted 2-point try as Palmer just takes the knee. Our score 30-6. We'll take it down to the sideline, check in with Douglas July. He's got some information for us. What's up, Douglas?
Speaking to Coach Orso before this game, he told me, he said, Coach, he gave me a list of 11 names. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9 of these guys could possibly play Division I football in a few years. And it's starting to look like that.
I understand. Appreciate that, Douglas. You're right about that. The talent that is possessing over here for the Causey Tigers is quite evident. Our score 30-6, 5:04 remaining here in the third quarter. And Scarborough's possessed the ball one time. Causey's possessed the ball one time. The difference, Causey gets the touchdown, Cora.
29 plays for 250 yards for the Causey Tigers. 15 plays for 68 yards for the Knights. And McCutcheon looking like his dad used to in regards to high-pointing a rebound off the rim. But I just love the fact that he's able to come into his own and become a dual-threat athlete, playing basketball, playing football, and his mother and his grandmother, the McCutcheon family, just a wonderful family of athletes as well. And the lineage continues there, feeding in to Causey Middle School. Known Ethan since he was a baby, Al, and you know the big frame that he has of his uncles and his dad. You knew he was going to be over 6 foot, and he's just hit that spurt now to where, you know, playing basketball or football, whatever he sets his mind to, he's going to be successful.
What they say, that apple don't fall too far from the tree there, Corey.
Absolutely not, and that was a great – I know Tremichael Sullivan, the wide receivers coach, he's an assistant coach in baseball, has to be extremely happy about that touchdown catch as well. And Joseph Thornton, the offensive coordinator, tremendously happy that you look at the offensive output. You talked about the last 3 games. They've scored over 30 points.
Yeah, they have. Last 3 games, Causey has outscored their opponents 96-37, and for Scarborough, 43-13 after that 2-point drive. Post-possession penalty called against Causey, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 50.
New quarterback.
That's right. They're going some trickeration. Caden Pritchett releases it, cannot bring it in. Emilion Harshaw had the bobbles right there and couldn't haul it in. They came with a little trickeration formation, as you can see, brought Caden Pritchett around on the end around to throw it. Almost brings it in. Harshaw, I know he wants that one back. And a timeout has been called by Scarborough at 4:57. I think Coach Marcus Frazier wants to discuss and talk some things out here. Down 24 points in the third quarter, pretty much almost halfway through with 4:57 remaining. And for these teams, it is quite crucial that you get things under control. Nice shot right there of the Scarborough fans. I know they're not the happiest right now, Corey. On the other side, they're happy for the Tigers, so, but not too happy for the Knights.
I mean, the Knights 7-0 so far coming into this game, and it's just one of those to where you don't want to have your worst game of the season being in the championship game.
That's correct.
If you're going to get it out of your system, you want to get it out before the playoffs begin, because none of that matters once you get to elimination football. And sometimes the best team doesn't always win and survive, and sometimes it's just the better team on that night that we see here in the playoffs in all sports, whether it's football, basketball, baseball. But credit to Causey by taking care of business early and trying to put this game away here halfway through the third quarter of play.
2nd and 10 at the 50. At this point, Scarborough may have to come out of that run to set up the pass, because Causey is going to know you're looking to pass, but you got to get points. As we said, 8-minute quarters. Time can truly fly by here in a middle school ball game. Pritchard back pressure. They flush him out of the pocket. Once again, throwing against his body. Pass incomplete. You can't really put a lot on it when you're doing that. Christopher Jones, intended receiver, brings up 3rd and 10. Money down here for the Knights.
You just have to play the next play, and that's our good friend China Powell.
Right there, athletic director, also one of our statisticians on the crew. And as you see, she ain't smiling too hot right now, of course. She's not too happy.
Not too happy at all, and China just does a tremendous job pouring into Scarborough Model Middle School. And we love her so much here in regards to what her and Matt Moore bring and the enhancement of our Friday Night Lights broadcast.
Caden Jones-Mills back now as Pritchard goes out to wide receiver. Direct snap, low snap. They're going to run it. Just give it to Jones-Mills. He picks up the first down. One of the most athletic kids on the team steps out of bounds at the 28. So it's a first down. At this point, you got to pull out everything in the playbook, Cora.
When all else fails, you just give the ball to your most electric and explosive playmaker on the field.
32-yard pickup by Jones-Mills right there.
And you see the struggling of completing passes by Caden Pritchard and the frustration that is being shown. And how do you shake off that frustration? You just play the next play. You just put it behind you and you play the next play. And we've seen large deficits erased before.
Toss out to Jones-Mills. Looks like they're going to put the team on his back right now. He gets up to the 22-yard line, maybe the 23.
And again, a much-needed answer here by Scarborough. If you're able to score here and get the two-point conversion, now you've made it to where we know there are no special teams onside kicks available, and you have all your full array of timeouts. You can go ahead and make this a contest. You just have to strike explosively on offense.
Well, I think Scarborough has 2 timeouts. They called a timeout on this series, so they should have 2 remaining. Jones-Mills plows ahead, but only picks up 1 maybe. I think he may be at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, Cora.
Have to have a sense of urgency, though. Getting to the line of scrimmage and getting your tempo right is going to be important because the clock continues to tick.
Yeah.
So you can't really sit back and wait because you know what Causey wants to do on offense. They just want to go ahead and bleed the clock, but you have to get the play in quickly and go ahead and get your team up to the line and score as quickly as possible.
So it was a 1-yard gain. Ball at the 22. Pistol formation once again here for the Knights. And we have whistles, flag on the play, possibly a false start.
To the snap, false start, offense. 5 yards. 3rd down.
Shooting yourself in the foot when you don't need to, Cora.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate here on this drive. You give your offense a little bit more space to work with, but it does cost you distance. And the clock now continuing to run. So if you're going to throw this ball, just make sure if you're Pritchard that you're not throwing across your body, you don't turn the ball over, and you trust your wide receivers. And Pritchett has shown great ability all season long to get it done.
Look for 2, Keyron Williams, but they toss it out. That's a live ball. All Pritchett can do is fall on it. We saw that earlier in the ball game that led to our first turnover for Scarborough with the fumble in the first quarter.
Trying to get that to Tank Jones, just not able to get it cleanly on the pitch. And because of it, you mentioned it, Al, that led to a huge turnover to begin this contest. After trailing 8-0, you give Causey prime real estate. Now you're in a passing situation here on 4th down.
Got to go for it. 4th down and a mile to go. Pritchett releases it. Across the middle. Keyron Williams completes the catch, but it is not enough as they're going to spot it at the 25, so it'll be ball over on downs as Scarborough cannot take advantage of it with their second possession here in the second half. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 25-yard line with 2:20 remaining. Don't forget, tomorrow night it's the Battle of West Mobile. I'll give you a tease. Mary Montgomery has beat Daphne. They beat Fairhope. Right now they're waiting to beat Baker, but Baker wants to play upset because they've lost to Daphne. So, Corey, right now you got 3 teams tied for second place in 7A Region 1 and 1 team undefeated, the number 3 ranked MGM Vikings. We'll have a good one tomorrow night.
Went to overtime a year ago, and that's the type of contest you want to see. So far, Zach Golson 3-0 in his tenure as head coach of the MGM Vikings. We saw a lot of losses by the Vikings to Baker in the past, but Coach Golson has said, look, I wanted to bring the Battle of West Mobile trophy back to the campus on Sims. He has, and it stayed there. Will it stay there for another year? You don't want to miss out on 7A Region 1 first place action in store tomorrow.
Zach Golson trying to go 4-0 against the Baker Hornets. High snap over the head of Palmer, and he gets down on it, down at the 8-yard line. So the Knights have an opportunity here to possibly try to capitalize on a miscue by Causey.
Short field in this situation to where on 4th down, they'll probably go ahead and
What's 3rd down here, Cor?
No, on 4th down, you'll see the field 30-yard punt.
You'll see
go
that.
Go ahead, because I don't think you're going to see a conversion right here. You would like to see a safety or some type of turnover be created by Scarborough to give them a little life and give their crowd some energy on the press box side of the stadium.
By 3rd and 27 coming up here for the Tigers as they continue to take their time and let the clock run. We're under 1 minute. Coach Orso playing chess right here, Corey.
And that's what you want to do, just
and
waste
now
as much
he takes
time.
the time out, right before a delay of game. We'll take a quick 30-second break as well and come back. 3rd and long coming up for the Tigers.
So I wasn't ready for my math test. Didn't know that it was going to come to this. I mean, it was just a phone call so I could get out of testing.
Threatening harm to a school, even as a prank, is a crime. Mobile County law enforcement treats school threats seriously, leading to investigations, arrests, and legal consequences. Think before you act. One moment of bad judgment can have lasting consequences. If you see something, say something. Speak up.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS Large Middle School Championship game. Causey all on top of Scarborough, 30-6.
And the coaches, this is a rematch for Scarborough's coaches. They're playing Causey in a rematch of the semifinals 2 years ago.
That's right.
When these young men were 6th graders, they're very familiar with this opponent. Instead of the semis, they're meeting each other in the championship game this year.
4 receivers to the top for the Tigers. Trying to set up a screen. Pass incomplete to Colin Pope. Brings up 4th down. As you talked about it, Cora, pretty much just turn it over with the 30-yard walk-off here. And bring out your defense, who's done a pretty good job as they have shut down Scarborough here in the second half. 2 3-and-outs for the Knights.
Well, if you're going to answer this, it has to be with Caden Jones-Mills getting involved, along with Christopher Jones or Caden Pritchett throwing that strike and getting this Scarborough Knights crowd back reinvigorated and back excited about this contest. It's far from over because we still have one full quarter, 8 minutes remaining here, and I will say that I'm looking forward to seeing Scarborough's answer to Causey trying to sit on this football here as we get ready after 39 seconds to start the fourth quarter of action.
So they're going to place it at the 38-yard line. Scarborough is going to benefit from some great field position here. Down 24 points with 39 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Hand off to Caden Jones-Mills. Breaks it outside the numbers. Leaps over someone. They're not going to call that hurdling. Picks up about 8 or 9, and you hear the Boo Birds on the Causey sideline.
And a cramp on that play by Jones-Mills is Braylon Ward, the defensive end, leading his team in tackles and sacks, shows his athleticism, running down one of the fastest players for the Knights as Caden Jones-Mills has that cramp on the far sidelines. And I will say this, going back to that touchdown we all scored earlier, you have the underhanded pitch there to Caden Jones-Mills, and he bounces to that. Look at the pursuit by the big fella, 52. And able,
Braylon Ward.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see by your big defensive end. Great pursuit. What you don't want to see is one of the star athletes come away with cramps, Caden Jones-Mills on that far sideline. And, Al, great action here as we get ready after this injury timeout to start the fourth quarter.
We'll take an injury timeout right here. 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
We welcome you back to E.S. Grider Stadium. Caden Jones-Mills. They have the trainer over there checking him out right now with Coach Frazier and the coaching staff.
And you hope it's just cramps because this young man has been electric.
I think that's what it is, Corey. They're feeding him the Gatorade right now, trying to get those electrolytes in him.
And he's spitting that water out just as fast as it's in him. But I know this, Ethan McCutcheon, on that touchdown pass he had, that was his first of the season.
That's his first touchdown of the season?
Wow. Touchdown
Unbelievable.
of the season. And I know his dad is tremendously happy about him having that first touchdown. But it's just been a great game by Causey in general. Just being able to capitalize off of the mistakes of the Knights so far as we see the most explosive offensive weapon tonight, Red Dog, coming off of the field. Red Dog is Jones-Mills' nickname. They call him Red Dog, and he's been playing like a dog tonight. You just hope that he's able to get stretched out and maybe make one more chance at a return.
Brings up second down and short here for the Knights. Second and about 2, we'll call it that. Tossing it out and picking up the first down for Scarborough and taking it to the house with the carry. Zachariah Davis comes over from defense and scores for Scarborough.
Plays wide receiver by trade, but you can see the blazing speed and the fresh legs of Zachariah Davis getting this crowd back juiced up on the Knights sidelines. And you want to see a conversion here to give Scarborough an opportunity to end the third quarter and get back on the board, come away with a stop, and make a game out of this. It's not over yet. That was a 2-play, 38-yard scoring drive.
And the 2-point conversion is no good. And that will wrap up the third quarter. Our score 30-12. Scarborough gets points. They're still hanging on. Make sure you hang on. Fourth quarter headed your way.
What's the matter, baby? You're not feeling good?
School-aged children are at a higher risk of getting and spreading germs and viruses. To help protect the spread, students are encouraged to stay home when sick. Parents, it's important for your child to remain at home at least 24 hours after they no longer have a fever of 100 degrees or higher without the use of medications. Please help us maintain a healthy learning environment.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS Middle School Football Large Division Championship. Let's take it out to the sidelines, check in with Douglas July. He has an injury update for us. What's up, Douglas?
Yes, I just talked to the athletic trainer, and Caden Jones-Mills is only cramping. They're really bad cramps, but he's only cramping. It's not a serious injury.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Douglas. Corey, looking back in the third quarter, 2 scores that pretty much define that ball game. 31-yard touchdown pass reception to Ethan McCutcheon, and then the last play of the third quarter, 28-yard touchdown run for Zachariah Davis. Only scores we had in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of scoring, again, done in the first half of action. And you look at the replay here of the Scarborough Model Middle School Knights. You see him just plant left and right, and Zachariah Davis, he takes it to the house as the angles and the pursuit of the defenders weren't where it needed to be. And that was a great touchdown play.
Glad he stayed in bounds, too.
Stayed in bounds, showing the great balance and speed from his wide receiver position.
Also glad to hear that the young man, Caden Jones-Mills, is just cramping, as Douglas July just informed us. And there's another Scarborough Knight coming off the field. I didn't even know he was down injured on the field there for Scarborough, Corey.
Desmond Turner injured, and you look at what has to happen for Coach Archibald's defense right here. They have to have a stop, and they know that Coach Orso is going to bleed as much time off of the clock as possible. I would be surprised and shocked if Joseph Thornton, the offensive coordinator, calls any pass plays here on this offensive series.
Scarborough down 18 points as we start the fourth quarter, and I think we have some movement in the backfield against Causey.
The snap, false start, offense, 5 yards.
I hate to say this, Corey, but that is something we have consistently seen tonight from Causey. False starts.
And those are drive killers. The clock really hasn't had an opportunity to start. There should be 8 minutes back on it, as that is the first play, I do believe, of the fourth quarter.
1 second ticks off. High snap, but Palmer brings it in straight up the middle through the A-gap. He gets a lot of that penalty yardage back, plus some more up to the 41-yard line.
His ability to plant and cut back is tremendous. And that's all you can ask for. As you start to see, again, Causey does feed into Baker. You see so many Baker students and administrators and coaches on the sidelines there in support of Coach Orso and his feeder program.
Yeah, 11-yard pickup right there from Mason Palmer. Causey taking his time. Like you said, Corey, bleeding this clock as much as they can. 2 big backers right behind the line of scrimmage. A high snap over the head of Palmer. That's the second time we've seen that in the second half for Causey.
Yeah, that's a big bounce. Pope was able to pounce on top of that. Colin Pope, the running back, was given the ball, and it was a high snap, and they really have caught breaks, whereas those have gone against Scarborough.
It has.
They haven't gone against Causey. And because of it, look at this direct snap, goes over the head. And, Palmer's a little bit taller than what Pope is. And because of it, the clock will continue to run, but you lose precious yardage as well.
Third down, the line of gain is the 45. They're at the 31. Palmer with the carry. So that's going to bring up a situation where I'm pretty much sure they're going to march this one off 30 yards, brings up 4th and long. I wouldn't expect the Tigers to go for it.
No, I mean, here it is.
It is
You're
fourth
at
down.
And 15 yards to go.
And they're trying to get them to jump, and they
did.
do jump.
But it's still now 4th and 10.
Snap, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, 4th down.
So that'll push it up to the 35. They need to get to the 45, as you just said, Corey. 4th and 10 coming up here. On top 30-12 with 5:58 remaining.
You cannot.
I guess from Coach Orso's standpoint, you want to run as much time as you can, even though it's 4th down.
Can't afford a PI if you're Scarborough, though.
And now we're going to go backwards 5 yards.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5 yards, 4th down.
And 4th and 15, I think at this point they're going to march it off.
Go ahead and march that off 30 yards. And Scarborough has to come away with an explosive play here as they get ready to go back on offense. And you saw an explosive touchdown run on their last offensive possession by Zachariah Davis. And you would love to see your most explosive weapon, number 0, Jones Mills, get back in the game. But so much penalty yards, 75 yards so far by Causey, and 60 yards here by Scarborough.
Yeah.
Matt Moore on top of our stats here in this large division championship game. Want to thank him for doing a tremendous job each and every game for us this season.
5:43 remaining. Scarborough down 3 scores. Alan Duhan asking for and a timeout has been called by Scarborough. I believe that is their 2nd timeout here in the second half, so they should have 1 timeout remaining. We'll take a break as well at 5:43. Scarborough trying to mount a comeback.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms, and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
Back to E.S. Crowder Stadium. Al Whedon, Corey LeBounty on the sidelines. Douglas July bringing you the MCPSS Middle School Large Division Championship. All right, Corey, here it is. 5:43. The Knights back against the wall. Going over the top, and pass is complete as they get it out to Phillip Williams. First down on the play. No flags on the field.
Hollywood has shown up. Number 1, Phillip Hollywood Williams, the best throw and most explosive passing play. Caden Pritchard connects with Williams. Hollywood wearing number 1, and he shows out on that play, and you just have to have explosive back-to-back plays here if you're Scarborough.
Ball at the 33-yard line. They pitch it out. Zachariah Davis with the carry. Fighting his way up for a first down close to the 20. Let's see where they spot him at.
Not stepping out of bounds to stop the clock, but stopping the clock to spot the change. And the next play already called by Scarborough. Thomas Manzi, the offensive coordinator, getting the plays in much quicker and playing with a much more sense of urgency are the Scarborough Knights on this drive.
11-yard pickup by Davis right there on the run. Toss it out to him again. Cuts back up the middle inside the hash. Fumble on the play, and I believe the Tigers are on top of it.
He did fumble, Al. It is a fumble. The black beanbag went out. Christopher Jones, number 3. Great
and
block
that is
down
the second
field.
turnover tonight for Scarborough. Watch it. It's coming right at you.
He's got it in his left.
Sure does.
And, you know, you need to switch that ball to your right outside arm to not give the inside defender a chance to knock it away, and loses control and pouncing right on top of it, killing any momentum that Scarborough was going to have. I think that's turnover number 3.
Matt Moore shows me the 3. It's not 2. That is their 3rd turnover tonight And at the most inopportune time, 4:47, giving the ball back to the Tigers. They were mounting the drive, but down 18 points. That could be the killer right there, Corey.
4:47, you have to hope that Causey implodes here on this drive and finds a way to turn it over, because Palmer, we'll see what kind of poise he has at QB.
Handed off to Colin Pope. He is tackled just past the 15-yard line up to the 17, and the clock continues to tick. Scarborough has one timeout, if I'm correct.
And Scarborough, they defeated the small middle school three-time winner, Lott, 8-0 early in the year.
Sure did.
To go ahead and see Lott win the small division championship, and they were hoping that they could do the same thing that Lott was able to accomplish.
Right. Unfortunately, right now down 18 points as we approach 4 minutes left in the ball game, and the Tigers can taste it. Another handoff to Pope. Scarborough trying to rip it out, but he is having that ball tightly secured against his chest.
Shane Howard, the tight end and linebacker for the Knights, making the stop, well over 207 pounds. Third down. This is a huge down. We call it money down, but Scarborough has to have a stop right here, trailing 30-12.
3 yards to go to pick up a first down. Causey just taking their time. Bleeding the clock here, getting us seconds closer to trying to claim their second middle school championship if they can. Palmer going to keep it right up the middle. He goes. I think he's right at the stick, Corey. Let's see what the spot is.
I think he's going to be just a tad bit short. We'll see if they measure.
Yeah. And he's signaling first down. The chains are moving.
Give him a 1 there with 3:06, which will allow them to run at least another minute and a half off of this clock.
Mm-hmm.
And that turnover there inside the end zone is really tough.
That was tough. That was crucial right there. That hurt Scarborough really bad. They had the momentum. They were driving, trying to mount a comeback. Pistol formation here for the Tigers. High snap once again, but they get it to Pope. He tries to escape, going to be tackled for a loss, but the clock still runs, as you said, Corey.
Another great tackle by Shane Howard. This young man is showing why he is a force to be reckoned with in the future, making a great play for Scarborough. But is it too little too late for Coach Frazier and his Knights? And will the Tigers turn back Scarborough's undefeated season?
2nd and 12 coming up here for Causey as we are under 2 minutes and 30 seconds here in the ball game. Palmer leads his offense up to the line of scrimmage, taking their time, being quite deliberate. Another direct snap. Palmer keeps it right up the middle. Picks up the first down, Corey. That pretty much will probably do it here with Scarborough down 3 scores to try to get themselves back into the ball game. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be right back here at E.S. Grider Stadium. Baker versus Mary G. Montgomery. Boy, that's a big ball game in 7A Region 1. A lot at stake with that game tomorrow night.
Caden Jones-Mills, number 0, back in the game for Scarborough defensively now, making that tackle for the model middle school Knights. And again, you'd love to see him coming back in the game. 1:50, the clock ticking away on a fresh set of downs for Coach Orso. And Coach Orso came up a little bit short from a basketball standpoint, unlike Coach Frazier, losing to KJ Clark in last year's semifinals for basketball. It's in that calendar year, and Coach Orso trying to make up for it to where Coach Frazier will have the basketball championship, and Coach Orso will have the football championship within the calendar year.
Pretty cool as Palmer slides down right there. Timeout called on the field. And I believe that's the last timeout for Scarborough as we are under 90 seconds, 1:23 remaining here in the contest. And pretty much from the jump, Causey came out. And you can see it, Corey. They punched Scarborough in the mouth and kept on punching to stay on top.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. The scoring in the first quarter, Al, was where it got away from Scarborough.
Yeah.
And when they trailed 8-0 and the time of possession favored Causey after that first probably almost 5-minute drive, and then immediately turning the ball over, 39 plays for 261 yards for Causey, only 27 plays for 177 yards for Scarborough. And
that's huge. That's huge.
Causey was turned away in the red zone area, but so was Scarborough. Not able to punch it in a couple of times as well. So the red zone woes for both of these teams were evident tonight, but it does look like Coach Orso is going to win, again, the second ever championship for Causey in football.
At this point, the Tigers could take a victory formation. Colin Pope on second down trips up. They'll spot him where his knee went down there, as we are about to be under 1 minute remaining in this ball game.
Well, coming into the game, Coach Frazier talked about needing to contain number 2, Mason Palmer. He's had a great one, keeping Pope contained really in the box tonight. 5 hasn't been as much as a factor as Mason Palmer has, but again, in this rematch of 2 years ago, they're being in the semifinal, Scarborough will lose its first game of the season.
In the championship game.
In the championship game.
Well, Corey, we saw a pick six. We saw a thrown touchdown. We saw some running touchdowns. We didn't get to see an extra point for the middle schoolers. That's the one thing we didn't get to see. I wanted to see that one, see the big fella kick one in for Scarborough, but they went for 2 every time they scored. And there's the delay of game as Causey continues to bleed the clock. 3rd and about 13 coming up, but they're in no particular rush at all, as they are literally salting the ball game away here. And congratulations to Coach Orso and his staff in his first year as head coach here, Corey, going to pick up the large division championship.
And that's a lot of excitement here in West Mobile for this large division champions, as
the Tigers know it's pretty much a wrap, and the Scarborough Knights are walking off slowly as the clock ticks off. They know they can't do anything out of timeouts, and there goes the water bath to Coach Orso on the far side. So congratulations to the Causey Tigers, the largest middle school in the state of Alabama, Corey, bringing home the middle school championship in the large division.
That's impressive when you think about large numbers, large championships, maybe the first of many to come for Coach Orso. He has 25 years in the teaching profession, but none better and none sweeter than his championship that he just won with those young men of Causey Middle School.
So congratulations, your large division champion, the Causey Tigers 2025 champions. It's something else, Corey, unbelievable. Our 3rd year in a row calling it. It has been something else. We saw a 3-time champ crowned earlier with Lott picking up back to back to back, and now Causey getting their 2nd title in the history of the school.
Couldn't have asked for a better environment for middle school championship football. The weather was immaculate, even though it was hot.
It was a little warmer.
It beats the heck out of being cold or rainy
That's true.
up here on top of the press box. But the young men are the small division and large division champions, really showed up and showed out. And both of these teams here have nothing to hang their heads on.
Oh, no.
And tremendous job by Causey, capitalizing off of Scarborough's mistakes and winning this large division
That's true, and
championship.
congratulations to Coach Frazier and the Knights for having an undefeated season, making it to the championship game. We see Douglas July right there on the screen, efforting, trying to get Coach Mickey Orso, and I know our athletic director of the school system, Brad Lowell, will be down there with the trophy presentation. Looked like Douglas is almost set up to talk to Coach Orso. We'll try to get it down to him if they are ready to go with it.
All right, I'm here with Coach Orso, the winning championship coach.
That was really good. That was really good for me and really good for the boys and all the coaches that work hard for it, man. Sounds great for them.
I know personally you work hard for the guys. And I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team, Coach.
All right, man, appreciate it, and I guess I'll see you in 10 days, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Douglas. If you didn't know, Coach July is the head coach of the boys basketball team at Clark Shaw, and Coach Orso is the head coach of basketball at Causey. So that is something else as the two coaches. I love the camaraderie. Great ball game tonight. Don't forget tomorrow night, check us out. It's big boy football, 7A Region 1, Baker versus MGM. Wait a minute. No, it's the Battle of West Mobile, Corey.
Doesn't get any bigger than that. The Battle of West Mobile trophy to be decided tomorrow night. You want to make sure you're locked and tuned in to 7A Region 1 football.
All right, for Coralie Bounty, Douglas July, our statistician, Matt Moore, I'm Al Whedon. Thanking you for tuning in. Congratulations to the Causey Tigers as they win the large middle school division championship. Have yourself a great night.